Guys, my name is Koketso Naledi and this is Inside Story, where we have conversations about holistic wellness. Today, I have an amazing guest. Her name is Mimi Mahlasela and she's an actress.
This is my inside story.
Oh Ben, I love your love. It's so infectious. So before we get any further,
Yes.
Tell me, how are you feeling? How are you today?
Phew. Today, I feel chilled. Namhlanje relaxed kakhulu. It's been a crazy year for me mentally. I've been super stressed. My anxiety has gone through the roof and back and up again. So today, actually, I can say this is the one day in the year that I feel chilled and relaxed. Yeah, and at peace. With everything else that's going on in my life, I'm just at peace.
I'm so happy about that.
Yeah.
And I feel honored that today, it's a better day for you.
Yeah.
But what sort of triggers your mental health, if you don't mind me asking?
Sure. Most of the time, it's the tone people speak to me with. Like, then I'm just like, I'm not good enough. It's in the tone for me, and it's also izinto ey'fana nama situations where you find yourself stressed because of work and thinking that you are not, I don't know how to put it, and thinking that you are at 42 and you haven't achieved what society wanted you to achieve. So I put myself under a lot of I'm very hard on myself. And I think the stress also just triggers a lot of my anxiety and my mental health issues, and it's from there it's just downhill. Yeah.
We were talking earlier on and you were telling me you are in therapy, which is really good.
Yeah.
Tell me, what do you understand of surrender? Just for you as a person to be surrendered, what do you understand of surrender?
And this is something into understand about surrendering is something that I recently just went through in therapy.
Yeah.
To completely let myself be vulnerable. I'm a person that loves being in control. I want to know what's happening in my life and plan it. And this time around, especially this year, because I had a big change in my career where I had this comfortability of having work for 18 years. And then now suddenly there was none of that. And I felt crippled in the sense that I wasn't able to control and plan my stuff. And what that taught me is I need to just let go and know that it's okay not to be in control. It's okay to allow myself to be vulnerable so that I can be able to pick up and fix and try and grow from that, you know. So surrender means that to me, being able to
just let go.
Let go. Yeah, maybe and letting go, guys.
But don't we all need that, guys?
Everywhere. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
Why must I let go? Why?
Yeah.
But yeah, it humbled me.
Which is good. Do you not find that when you get to that place, that's when you really get to understand yourself as a person? Because then you don't have a choice but to do the inward work. Yeah. Right?
And I think because of the line of work that we are in, it always wants us to come across perfect, to come across well put together. It's as now I'm a flaws team, you know. And this time in my life just allowed me to sit with myself and look at myself in the mirror and say, "Girl, who and this is what's happening in your life. What are you going to do about it? How are you healing yourself? How are you taking care of yourself? Especially the inside, not the exterior, you know." And you guys, if you can, and one day maybe I should put cameras in my house so you can see how I'm just sitting and watching TV and I'm fine, and then I start crying. Why is this happening? But I'm appreciating those moments now. Because they are allowing me to be real with myself and to do the groundwork of the inside, you know. It's been scary, but yeah, I'm good. I'm getting there.
It's been scary, but you're brave.
Yeah.
You're realizing how brave you are.
Yes.
Slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely. Someone said to me, talking about braveness, it was my sister. She said to me, "Why did you decide to do your second year in Afrikaans. When you were studying drama, and we had two different groups. There was English and there's the Afrikaans group. And I said, well, in our first year, there was a black guy. His name was Steven, but he was adopted by white people.
Yeah.
So he grew up in an Afrikaans home, so he could speak a vernacular language, English and Afrikaans.
Yeah.
So they made an example of him, I think, in our first year, and they said, you see, there isn't a lot of black actors that speak Afrikaans as well, so he's going to have more opportunities. And in our second year, we could choose English and Afrikaans.
Yeah.
Between English and Afrikaans, so I chose Afrikaans. And my sister's like, why did you do that?
Yeah.
I'm like, I have no idea. I just thought more opportunities. And she's like, no, you were brave.
I love that.
Now when I sit back and think about it, I'm like, hi, man, girl.
Yes,
Yeah.
you've always been brave.
But now
you're overthinking, right?
Yes, and now this year, as you said earlier, I'm realizing actually how brave I am.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was this brave.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to go through stuff to realize your strengths and your weaknesses. I didn't realize I was this brave in my life.
A period of isolation.
Yeah.
When you're one with yourself.
Yeah.
Tell me, what do you understand of holistic wellness? What does it mean to you?
Sure. It means holistic wellness for me means a lot of things. At the moment, because it's my priority, it means counseling and therapy for me. I have a lot of stuff that is from my childhood that I carried through with me into my adulthood.
Yeah.
That I didn't work through. That made me doubt myself. That made me be harsh on myself. Sometimes it wasn't even someone else. It was me that was hurting me, that was putting me through the most.
Yeah.
So for me now in this precise moment, holistic wellness means counseling or some sort of therapy, just working through your stuff. I think it also for me it means the overall better quality of your life. What you watch, what you eat.
I love that, what you watch.
Yeah, because these are things, and with social media nowadays, guys, hey, we consume a lot. So it's that. It's taking care of your mental health, of your physical health, your emotional side, so that it's overall better quality. Yeah. For one.
I love that.
I hope that makes sense.
No, of course. It's a life of balance.
Yeah.
It's a life of balance. I hear you. So I understand it to be that as well.
Yeah.
So tell me, in your life, what's the event or story that really altered your life, whether negative or positive? You know, we get affected every day of our lives. You know, there's always challenges. You know, there's seasons, all right? But there's always that defining story. You know, and often we look at the story as negative. Yeah. But when you look at it, you actually realize how much it actually grew you as a person, or how much it continues to grow you as a person. Because especially in the line of work you're in, you need layers. For you to be a wonderful actor, you need layers. Yes, and if you're not layered, you're not interesting to watch. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally agree with you.
So do you have that kind of story?
Oh. Oh, I've got a lot of those stories, good and bad. Yeah. And if you'll allow me, I want to share the good one, and I also want to share the not bad. Let's not say bad, but a one that was very challenging. Yeah. Ne? If that's okay.
Yeah, that's.
I'm funuguti bad in the sense because I feel like there is still going to be a breakthrough for me in the story, so I don't want to put it as bad.
Yeah.
So a good one.
Yeah.
Should we start with a good one? Because I know I'm going to go into tears. Guys, I cry a lot. People must know this.
Darling, I cry. Ask my husband. I'm in cry, baby.
I cry for
vulnerability is your strength.
Right?
Exactly.
Happy, sad, I cry through all of it.
Yeah.
I think a good one for me was realizing the light that I have.
Yeah. It's beautiful, Mimi.
It took me forever though.
Yeah.
It cool, but realizing the light that I have once I started putting myself first, because I'm the kind of person that always wants to extend myself to family, to friends and whatever. And I stopped, not because anyone did anything wrong. I just needed to pour into myself. You know, we always hear these things. Oh, pour into yourself, look after yourself. And you're like, you hear them every day. But until you actually do it and you realize, yay, guys, Dalilanda, and yay,
I'm incredible.
I mean, yay,
I'm
I'm a great deal.
Yeah.
And I realized that late into my 30s, when the production I was working for at the time had asked me to train me to be a director. I was like, guys, kanjani, me silly or me? They're like, no, we believe in you. We know you can do this. And I thought, yay, guys. Why did I all these years think that I'm nothing? Why did I think that I cannot amount to these kind of things? Why bengis bega kaphlunganga? And that day when they called me into the producer's office, when I walked out, I was like, oh, you got to do so much work. You got to put in so much work in loving yourself. You've got to put so much work in believing that you can do this. You've got this. And since that day, I was like, ngeke Shem. Ozayo zongitshela after la ukuthi I'm not great. It's on them. And that for me has been good for my confidence. It has been good for my self-esteem. I think I'm happy I had that day.
I'm so happy for you.
I know I'm happy I wouldn't be the woman that I am now had I not had that day. It took long, but at least
and
eventually.
Also there's a reason you were at that job for 18 years. Other people could not keep that job. I feel today, and by the grace of the Lord, because we know how our industry is, we know that there's no guarantees when it comes to work. But the Lord blessed me for 18 years with work because also of the role that I had to play at home. Out of all the kids at home, I'm the one that made it somewhat. And we're not saying made it because of fame or whatever. That went to tertiary after high school, that got a job and now is able to give back to my siblings. And I come from a family where that is a big thing. And I've got an older brother and I had sisters after me as well, but they struggled over the years to get work, any sort of work. They struggled, and even now, even though they get stuff here and there, so I was that one constant thing for my family that could help others. And I think that's why God kept me where I was. And how did that make you feel to be a breadwinner?
Funny enough, I didn't feel pressure.
Really?
I didn't feel pressure. More than anything, I felt like I'm doing what makes me happy. And it wasn't even about my family. It's being able to look after my family and my siblings. I didn't feel pressure. I felt happy. And they didn't have a you've got to give us money. No. You know?
And that's why God chose you to be in that position.
I'm only understanding it now. It's so weird, right? I'm only understanding it now that God chose me for my art, for what I had to do for my family. And I didn't feel pressure at all. More than anything, I felt fulfilled to be able to play that role for abantu abasekhaya and to be there for them. And like I say, no one came and made me feel like it's a sentence every month I've got to do something. No. Do you feel like that's why you're an actor? Because you are a caregiver? Because it's such a selfless craft, right? So do you feel like that's why I'm an actor? Because I have to give free. It's that. It's definitely is that something to be an actor. It's being able to give love. To be a caregiver, and give love does not mean material things. Just I understand it now. I play the big sister role. And caregiver, the healer. Yes, and kule position lena to be able to change and inspire people's lives. I believe through my work. And it's been a wild ride, but beautiful as well. I love that. I love that you, what do you call it, self-actualization. You're at that point now. You see in your light, and then you
even though you're crying, it's tears of joy.
Yeah.
They stem from somewhere.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I love that.
I mean, I know I say that I've got two stories, the good one and the not so great one.
Yeah.
The not so great one was, and I think that's the one that affected my mental health the most. You a young tumela ugu pick up the phone, search for a therapist and go to therapy, even though I've known for years that I needed to go.
Yeah.
Was a point where, sure, guys, I don't know how to put it, and I think I'm still dealing with it.
Yeah.
My partner had a child with somebody else, and that broke me. I thought I was okay. I'm not crying because I'm sad. I've come a long way since finding out, and since we are dealing with it, I've come a long way. It just made me, at the time, feel like I wasn't achieving anything. Because after such a long time in a relationship, especially society always says, you must have a child now, you must be married now, you must be this and that. And it just hit me then. I was like, yo, I have put it off for too long, not because is somewhere else, you know. I blamed myself because we had decided to terminate a pregnancy when we were in varsity, simply because we felt sibancan.
Yeah.
And our parents were just gonna freak out.
Yeah.
You know, and we decided, like, okay, we're gonna terminate it. So I was then left with that guilt of I shouldn't have. I went into a very dark place. I went into a dark place, Koketso, in my head. I was not okay. I was not okay. Like, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. It started filtering into my work. And not that I'm blowing my own horn. I'm a very professional human being.
I know that. I can attest to that.
Yeah. I strive every day to, be professional. And it started affecting my work in the sense that because I wasn't sleeping so well, I'd oversleep and miss my alarm. The one time they called me at work and they said, you're supposed to be here. Where are you? But they knew they knew something must be wrong because I wouldn't just not rock up. That day, that's the day after work I decided I need to go to therapy. I need to work through this because I can't live like this, you know?
Yeah.
And that was a wake-up call for me. But now, when I look at it, it did affect, as I say, my mental state a lot. A lot, guys. I didn't leave the house. My friends did not know what to do. They'd come banging on my door and be like, dude, why are you not answering your phone? I'll pin nani, call security. It was bad.
Yeah, as young as you were.
Yeah, it was bad. But I'm better now. Now and again, there's this thing of, okay, you need to have a child now. Now I feel like I want to be a mother.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I want to be
you're
his
ready
wife. I'm ready, you know. But for the longest of time, I didn't feel like that. But now, one day at a time.
Yeah, one day at a time. Especially if you've suffered so much trauma, right? You need to deal with it. Yeah, and I love where you are now. You're able to share it. You're able to, be comfortable with it. Comfortable sharing it. It's a big thing. You might not think it's a big thing, but it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. I definitely think which is a big thing, and I know it's frowned upon a lot. For your partner to, because that means infidelity, right? Because
in society.
So now, people are like, you know. I can now speak about it without being ashamed and without thinking which way we fought. You understand? And also, it's funny, and I know a lot of people.
And without blaming the other person. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but without blaming the other person, right?
And also, how. I mean, he can only speak for himself, but I'm understanding that he's only human, and that mistake happened. Do you know what I mean? And because I had put him at such a high pedestal, I didn't expect him to have any mistakes and any flaws. And when that happened, it was like, boom.
Yeah. And
This
do
is
you know
life.
why we do that? We do that because we don't have grace for ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, we
Yeah.
see ourselves in that light.
Yeah.
That's why it's so easy for us to see other people that way.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. Overall, you play different characters, right,
Yes.
on TV.
Yeah.
So, how do you deal with? I don't want to ask you how do you step out of character, because like we're talking now, the subconscious does not know the difference between not real and real.
Yeah.
So, how do you deal with your mental health as a result of these characters? Because you're always going to be left with a residue of that character,
Yeah.
that character, right?
Yeah.
And they're not you. So how do you deal with your mental health?
I party a lot.
Okay.
Just to let go.
Yeah.
And besides partying a lot though, it's gonna sound like repetition. Therapy for me has helped me as well to navigate through my characters. Because for the longest of time, like I said, I didn't go to therapy. So now I've got a new tool of how to deal with my mental health when it comes to leaving a character and stepping into another one. And also just doing things that I love, that make me happy, and that is spending time with my family. Yo, guys, like someone asked me one day, would you move to a different country? I'm like, no, I would not, because I can't step into the car and go see my family. That's my plug. That's where I go, because this industry is a lot as well. So when I feel, okay, it's going, get in the car, I'm going to Alex, I'm going to see mom and my siblings, I'm going to see my aunt. So those kind of things, spending time with my family and friends and doing things that I love. I've realized lately, like one of the things that I love is spending time with myself. I love spending time with myself.
I love that for you.
Yeah, I love, guys, as long as I'm with myself and I'm doing what I love. It can be in the house. And lately it's been in the house a lot. I must try and get out because now I've also got social anxiety. But yeah, it's that. That's what's helped to keep me somewhat insane and balanced.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Tell me, what do you understand of purpose? And would you say you're living according to your purpose? You know what your purpose is and you settled in it.
In Labaye purpose, my friends and I have a lot of discussions around that. Every time we gather and we spend time and I think singabantu, a lot of us struggle with our purpose. People think at a certain age, what is your purpose and what you should be doing. I think for what purpose means for me now is passion. When you have the passion for impilo yako and what you have to do, I think that's what it is. For me, to be honest with you, ngempela, right now at 42, sitting here today talking to you, ngisazama ukuyithola purpose yami, but I think it lies with being the healer at home, the generational, breaking the generational curses in terms of I'm the first one to go to therapy to begin with, to speak about my childhood traumas.
I love that.
Like I think that's what it is, to change a cycle, trauma and pain in my family. They didn't understand it before. I didn't understand it as well, but I think that is my purpose, to heal my family.
Can I confirm it for you? I think that's what it is.
Because
let me tell you,
lineage I think.
Because let me tell you something. I think in life, purpose is not what you do. So what happens when the passion is not there? Because I wanted to ask you that. What happens when the passion is not there? So then you can't act, right? You can't present. You can't be a voiceover artist, right? So if you understand that my purpose is healing, you can always divert it. What else in the healing space can I get into and be happy? Do you understand? So you need to understand it from that perspective. At least that's what I think. You need to understand, am I a healer? Am I a teacher? Do I get excited when I discover facts? Do I love reading? And actually teach people? Then I know I'm a teacher. You cry a lot. You have to do a lot of self-introspection.
I'm leaning more towards knowing which I'm the healer of the family. And also with my line of work, it's also taught me even though it was a fictional character that I was playing, all the places that I've visited in terms of motivational talks that I do at schools, especially in Cape Town and stuff, and the parents would be there as well. It's how people say, you know what your character is going through. I can identify with it. It's that. Like, I bring so much healing, whether it's in fictional character or in real life.
Yeah. I love that. I love that so much. And one last question. What do you believe in? Do you believe in God, the universe, ancestors? I don't know, other religions?
Oh goodness, that question, it gets a lot of tongues wagging, right? So Nobuhle Mimi Mahlasela, I believe in the universe. I believe in doing good, and the universe will return the same energy and the same treatment. You know, I believe in giving love, and the universe will also do the same. I grew up in a household, however, where it was yonke into ekhaya singama Katholika, and I remember when I started growing up, and ngibuzisa ugogo like angisezwa nokuthi ufather kenza uthini esontweni, angiyizwa le sermon, like because you're supposed to, there must be some sort of connection, right? And I said, can I not go to church anymore because I'm not sure what I'm doing? Angeke, you know, black household. And then it wasn't just me. My sister and my brother as well were like, we don't want to. And my grandmother was like, you know, you must go to church. And so I stopped going to church for a very long time, for years. And I just needed to find myself. And I always believed in Jobangi Shuguchi. If I do good in the world and I send out good vibes and good energies, it will return. And it always did, right? Uktandaza, yes, because that's how I was brought up at home. I knew how to pray. Till this day I do pray as well. I knew essence yokulayita amakhandlela ukukhuluma nabaphansi, because we wouldn't be here if we didn't have ancestors, whether we like it or not. Our ancestors now, there were people before us in order for us to be here, to be in this world today. So that much I do acknowledge. Eventually, after a very long time, even after my grandmother passed away, I went back to church where I was baptized.
That's interesting.
St. Hubert's Church in Alexandra. I went back. And the reason for going back, I think it's because of my journey. It was full circle. It just made sense for me to go back home in terms of church, because in terms of spirituality, because I know for a very long time I didn't have a relationship with God. And there were certain things happening in my life that I started leaning more towards talking to God, towards, as crazy as it sounds, no musdraivel, and you're like, Baba ngiyabonga kakhulu for konke ongenzele kona. And God also, I believe, gives your ancestors the power to also look after you and to also bless you. Ziyasebenzisana kimi lezi zinto zonke. I know a lot of people will be like, ziyasebenzisana kanjani? uNkulunkulu uyonikeza abakini abaphansi amandla to look after you, because they were also human beings. I'm going to be an ancestor one day, right, for my kids, my nieces and nephews. And so ngaphandle kwamandla kaNkulunkulu, how are they then looking after us and blessing us, or whatever it is? So I believe we've got to honor the two. And that's where I am when it comes to that.
So tell me, so you're saying you light a candle and speak to your ancestors. To what extent, though? Do you also hear back from them, or it's just speaking? Is it a one-way conversation?
For the longest of time, I felt, like for the longest of time, it's a good question. I felt like it was a one-way conversation. But at the same time, whether it's answers or responses, certain things would happen in life, especially when I'm speaking about them, about a specific thing, like it's work, it's this, I'm stressed to look after my, then certain things happen, and I'm like, oh, okay, you guys actually here. But when I say interesting question that you're asking right now, the last 2-3 days, I think they've been sending people to come and tell me, yo, siyabuzwa, we hear you, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
I've had conversations with complete strangers just last night at an event. Had a conversation with a complete stranger and said, it's okay.
Yeah.
Stop stressing now.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm like, what do you mean? I don't. She's like, hi, my name is so and so, and I'm like, they say I must tell you to just stop stressing.
Guys, there's something in the air about this generation and a prophetic word, because I believe that's a prophetic word for you, designed for you by God. And tell me, what do you understand, since we're talking about ancestors, about monitoring spirits? What's the difference between monitoring spirits and ancestors? Because I personally don't understand.
I'll be honest with you. I also personally don't understand. But I know, like, there's certain ways or certain things that I cannot do or won't do because it will upset the energy.
Yeah.
You know, so it's I don't know how to explain it. And there's certain places that I can't go to as well, because especially before an important audition because I know when I come back, if I did something wrong or said something wrong or went to that place, when I come back, it's not going to go well. Yes. So I don't fully understand the monitoring of spirits. I'm still discovering these things about myself.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's the one-way conversation thing. I'm learning now that it's not. I thought for the longest of time it is, but now I'm learning, because I've had an immense number of people in the last couple of days come to me and say, you are at peace, you are this and that. They say don't stress, and meantime there's so much chaos happening in my life, and it's confirmation that they're communicating back.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I really love that.
They said we must also listen
be aware.
Yeah, be aware. Listen to how the universe responds to you. How, you know, so I'm learning that about myself at the moment, because I know I can miss it.
The Most High place. The Most High place.
Yes.
Tell us something that you know about yourself, or people around you who are close to you know about you, that we don't know about you.
Oh goodness. The fact that I love being in my birthday suit. Everyone is like, what? Go. And obviously people that watch me from a public persona perspective, they don't know that. They're like, but nothing makes me happier than being in my birthday suit. I'm like,
right?
The ultimate.
It's so free.
Yes. And that's what it is. And I also, there's a lot of things. I love hip hop music. People don't understand that. They're like, but you're supposed to be old and this, and I'm like, guys, hip hop is old. It turned 50 the other day, so stop it.
Old way.
Yeah.
What is old, please?
Yeah, and it's that, and I love music.
Yeah.
I love music, mainly hip hop, and I want to just explore that part of my life.
Lastly,
yes,
what do you want to be remembered as? What sort of legacy do you want to leave behind?
The legacy engifuna ukuyishiya is not only for people that know me as an actress, but most importantly for the younger generation in my family, my nieces and nephews, and hopefully my kids soon, is to do everything from a place of love.
I love that.
Yeah, and mfuna just people all around the world as well to do everything from love, just extend love. But as I say, more specifically for abantwana basekhaya and my kids, hopefully operate from a place of love and know that you're loved.
Oh, I love that.
That's all.
I really love it. I enjoyed this chat. I don't know about you, but I loved it.
I did. I hope I didn't embarrass you by crying so much.
No, I love criers because I'm a crier myself.
Yeah.
Vulnerability is your strength.
Yeah.
Never apologize for it. When they come, it doesn't matter. Let me tell you something that I do. Even in them, I hardly go to a mall, right?
Yeah.
But if I feel them coming in the mall, I let them out. And it's the most freeing feeling. Not only in therapy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. And after crying, right, whether it's a panicky situation or anything, I know what to do after crying.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, put on your big girl panties. Masiba big man.
You know what spiritual people always say? When that happens is when God, for your case, the universe, God is trying to speak to you. But because you're not in that frequency,
yes,
it's just like a whole lot of emotions coming at once. But it's just energy you know,
Yeah.
because he's trying to reach you. Your ancestors'
At
God
that
is
time,
at that
yeah.
time. And then you're flustered. You're like, I don't know, I'm flustered. It's because of this situation, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's communication. Because after crying, when you acknowledge,
I know
when you
what
sit,
to do.
exactly, you know what to do.
Yeah.
Which is great.
I know how to move forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I think after this interview, I literally have nothing to hide anymore when it comes to my mental health.
Yeah.
I was scared for a very long time to speak about it. So today also solidified, I've spoken about it before, but today for me solidified that it's okay
It's okay.
to not be okay.
It's okay not
And
to be okay.
I just want people to draw from me, and I haven't figured it out, all of it yet. I'm learning, and they must just come to the journey with me.
Man.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next time. Bye for now.